Hey everybody, welcome back to the Print 3D channel. Today's April 12th, and that means day 102 of the 3DP 365 project. And on today's episode, we're going to print out the fluid vase by Josef Prusa, so stick around. Hey everybody, welcome back, and thank you for joining me here for day 102 of the 3DP 365 project. If you're unfamiliar with the project, check out the description below. I put a fact section down at the bottom that'll give you all the details. And don't forget to check out that MatterHackers affiliate link. If you're in the market for a new printer parts, or if you just need some filament, use that MatterHackers affiliate link down in the description. It kicks a little bit back to the channel. It doesn't cost you a penny and we really appreciate it. But for today's episode, we printed out the fluid vase from Josef Prusa. And our print turned out pretty good, even though we had a few problems with it. But before we talk about the print, let's head over to Thingiverse and I'll show you where to download the model. Then we'll tab over to Simplify 3D and I'll show you my settings for the print. Then we'll meet back here at the workbench and we'll talk about the print. Alright folks, so here we are at Thingiverse. Here is the fluid vase by Josef Prusa. And I'll put the link down in the description so you can download and print this yourself. And this is a very cool model. He did an awesome job of designing this. But if you look here down in the instructions, there's something here that says spiral vase won't make it watertight. Bottom solid layers minimum of 5, top solid layers none, perimeters minimum of 2. And of course we tried to print ours in vase mode. So let's head over to Simplify 3D and let's talk about this model. Alright, so here we are in Simplify 3D and I've dropped the model down on the print bed at 100%. And let's check out my process settings for this particular model. Of course, we did do single outline corkscrew printing mode, which is vase mode, and we did 5 bottom layers. We turned off our top layers and this automatically gives you 1 perimeter. We also ran a brim by entering 0 in the skirt offset at 4 outlines. Obviously, we're not going to have any infill on here and we're not going to generate support material. For temperature, this is MatterHackers PRO PLA, so my temperature is 205 throughout. And I have my 3-stage cooling system set up. Under speed, we ran this out at 50 millimeters per second in vase mode. So if we hit OK, and we hit prepare to print, you can see how it slices. Now I did find some mesh errors within Simplify 3D within the model, and I'll show you those as soon as it's done slicing the model. And this should take a few minutes because this is actually a very detailed model. And this is a real-time slice. I'm not speeding this up or pausing this whatsoever. And there's our finished slice. So if we zoom in here, I want to show you what I saw the very first time. We have some mesh errors here. We have some areas here where Simplify 3D had some problems with the model. And you can see those in quite a few areas here. There's some over here, and there is some here along the walls. And I did notice when I zoom out, and then zoom back in, that there are some striations or what looks like double layering going on. Let me see if I can find a couple of these. You have to really zoom in to see them. Whoops, sorry about that. Let's straighten this out. Okay, so this is even harder. It's harder to show you what I found on this than I thought. So anyway, if you look, okay, now you can see it. You can see some differences in the sliced version here. And if we zoom in, and we go right to this edge, it looks like we have a little problem. It doesn't look very even. There's a lot of like compressed layers here. So anyway, that was the vase mode version. So if we exit out of here and we open up the perimeter version, which is the same model dropped in at 100% on the print bed. And the change here is we've turned off vase mode and we've done 2 perimeters. All my other parameters are exactly the same. And if we hit prepare to print, and of course this will take a few minutes to slice, what we'll see is some, what I think they are geometry errors or mesh errors within the model. And they're on the inside, a little bit more prevalent than they are on the outside, but they do seem to cause some problems on the outside of the model. So once this finishes up, and it's initializing the preview data, we should be able to see this any second. And that's our real-time slice of the 2 perimeter version. And of course our print time increased by 4 hours, obviously. But if we zoom in here, Bear with me for a second here. You can already see some of those mesh errors really being prominent on the 2 perimeter version. You can see them all up in here. Look at all these different, oops, sorry. Let's let this settle and then I'll show you. You can see that there seems to be some holes and gaps in the model, even in the 2 perimeter version. So I think that might have been part of the problem why our print failed near the top. I'm not exactly sure though. I did a couple of purge lines and they started to skip too on the purge, but I've had that happen before. So let's head over back to the workbench and let's talk about this print. All right, so you saw my settings in Simplify 3D, and here is the partially finished fluid vase from Josef Prusa. And the part that did finish turned out awesome. This MatterHackers PRO PLA in the color of orange was the perfect color for our fluid vase from Josef. And the gMax did such a good job of picking up all the detail of all his little folds and stuff inside this vase. But I did have a problem. At the end of the print, it started to fail. And when I came in this morning to check on the print, I found this. This was hanging out at the top of the print. So I pulled this off the print and set it aside. And then I took a good look at the print and I saw that there were some layer skips going on. So I had these pieces that I was able to pull off and take a look at. And there are a lot of skips in these. But on further examination of the model, I believe there's a problem with the model. And I hate to say that because I know Josef's an amazing person. But this model was a bit of a problem to print. Now I printed this out in vase mode, and the instructions on the Thingiverse page said to print it with 2 perimeters, but I wanted to try it with vase mode to see how it turned out. And as you saw in Simplify 3D, there are some mesh errors inside. And when we opened up the 2 perimeter file that I created, there were a ton of mesh errors inside. Now I don't know if that's Simplify 3D or if it's the model, but either way, the part that did print turned out pretty awesome, and I'm pretty happy with the results. I think this looks pretty awesome. But I'm definitely going to print this again with the 2 perimeters as Josef suggested in the Thingiverse page, and hopefully that'll turn out better. But I am a little concerned. When we zoomed in and Simplify 3D into the interior of the model on the 2 perimeter mode, there were a lot of really weird mesh errors inside. So I'm pretty concerned that this might still fail again. So I don't know if I should print it or not. So I'm asking you, the community, what do you think I should do? Should I run this through Netfab Basic and try and repair the model? Or should I just move on to a new print and print something else and don't bother trying to print this again? What do you guys think I should do? Well, that about wraps it up for day 102 of the 3DP 365 project. If you guys have any thoughts, please leave them down in the comments below, and I'll see if I can reprint this at a later date. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share those videos, and I'll see you tomorrow.